Alright, this is one song that thrills me a lot. Even the guy I have right here in the studio is also falling for this very song, Ire by Adekunle Gold. I tell you, life is worth living. It's an end in itself. It's the only question as to whether it is worth living is whether you have had enough of it. Life indeed is worth living. Welcome to the Economic Trend, the Monday edition of Economic Trend on Rock City 101.9 FM. That time where we take you through business stories. Welcome to the very program Economic Trend. My name remains Chienye Egwuonwu. Alright, we take off on this very report from NNPC, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. It has ruled out the resumption of supply of petroleum products to its depot in Enugu. The NNPC Group Managing Director, Dr. Maikanti Baru, gave the indication while speaking at the NNPC Special Day at the ongoing Enugu International Trade Fair. Baru says the supply will not be resumed to the depot because of the massive attack by vandals on oil pipelines in the southeast region. For instance, he explains that about 685 spots of vandalization on the oil pipeline between the Enugu depot and Aba had been shut down for the past 20 years due to the activities of vandals. The presidency says it has recovered loot worth 143.9 billion naira from corrupt federal government officials through the whistleblower policy. The breakdown of the recovered fund, according to the Presidential Initiative on Continuous Audit, includes $378 million, 27,000 pounds sterling, and 7.8 billion naira. The presidential team says it received 8,373 tips since the policy was introduced in 2016. The unit explains that it saved 208 billion naira from the payroll audit of the federal ministries and departments, and these include 97.84 billion naira in 2016 and 110.4 billion naira last year from salaries that were paid to former diplomats, reductions in personal cost of MTAs, non-regular allowances of military, paramilitary, and health institutions. Picking on reports from Ogun State, the Ogun State House of Assembly Speaker Suraj Adekumi has cleared the air on the Harmonized Revenue and Other Charges Bill still pending before the House. The organized private sector in the state, including manufacturers, have been complaining over the delay in the passage of the bill, which is expected to end multiple taxation in the state. The Speaker, however, says what is holding up the bill is a proposed amendment which the Assembly is expecting from Governor Ibikunle Amosu to consider the bill. Adekunle, speaking with Rock City FM in Abeokuta on the sideline of the just concluded 2018 Ogun State Investors Forum, says the proposed amendment was delaying the consideration of the bill by the Assembly. The bill seeking to harmonize revenue and other charges being collected by all the state government's revenue-generating agencies has only scaled through the first reading since 2016, when it was presented to the Assembly by Amosu. The Speaker assures that the House will ensure the speedy passage of the bill as soon as it receives the amendment draft of the bill from the Governor. The Speaker promises that the Assembly will continue to support legislation initiated by the Amosu's administration to consolidate on the various achievements which were recorded in the past 7 years. The U.S. import of crude oil from Nigeria is gradually rising, considering the sharp drop in the past 5 years. The import of 112.9 million barrels last year, according to data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, is the highest in the last 5 years. In 2016, U.S. imported from Nigeria 112.9 million barrels and 75.81 million barrels in 2015, as against 19.86 million barrels in 2015. The U.S. import from Nigeria started dropping in 2011 from 148.4 million barrels to 87.4 million barrels in 2013 due to the U.S. resort to shale oil. Way back in 2010, The U.S. import of crude oil from Nigeria was 358.9 million barrels, dropping to 21.2 million barrels in 2014. In the months of July and August of the year 2014, the U.S. did not import any crude from Nigeria. Egwuonwu Helicopters Limited has unveiled a set of 11 brand new Bell helicopters to boost its offshore operations in Nigeria. The fleet of helicopters unveiled at an event in Lagos includes the state-of-the-art Bell 407 GXP and the industry's workhorse Bell 412 EP. The Bell 407 GXP incorporates new avionics, an upgraded engine and new executive interior design options. Fitted with Rolls-Royce M250 C476/4 dual-channel turbine engine, this aircraft delivers exceptional hot and high performance with efficient fuel economy. Chairman of Egwuonwu Offshore Support Group, Remy Makanjola, described the new helicopters as a feat not only for the company but also the whole country. He explains that the helicopters are being unveiled in Nigeria because of the largest and most significant of new contracts from the NNPC Chevron Joint Venture Helicopter Services contracts. NCC, the Nigerian Communications Commission, said the country's phone subscriptions have reached 147 million as of January this year. The Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Dambata, disclosed this during the NCC Special Day at the ongoing 29th Enugu International Trade Fair. Dambata, who was represented by the NCC Director of Public Affairs, Mr. Tony Ojobo, said the country's social media space had continued to thrive. He explains that statistics continue to show positive movement in the provision of services with internet and phone penetrations standing at over 100 million and 147 million subscribers respectively in January 2018. With broadband penetration of 21%, he says that Nigeria's social media space has continued to thrive and citizens are enjoying access to modern ways of interaction in the cyberspace. He said Commission will soon issue directive to service providers to give 14 days window to subscribers to enable them rollover their unused data. Flour Mills Nigeria plc says its newly commissioned 50 billion Sunti Golden Sugar Estate in Mokwa, Niger State will help Nigeria to effectively meet its demand for sugar. Located on the bank of the River Niger, the Santi Golden Sugar Estates comprise of 16,000 hectares of irrigable farmland and a sugar mill that processes 4,500 metric tons of sugarcane per day. At its production peak, the plant will provide direct employment for about 10,000 people yearly and also impact up to 50,000 people indirectly. It is also expected to support 3,000 small-scale out-of-growers who will be cultivating sugarcane to feed the mill. The company chairman, John, says Flour Mills supports the government's efforts towards the attainment of the National Sugar Master Plan, the target of achieving self-sufficiency in the production of sugar locally. According to him, the investment will save the nation $100 million in foreign exchange every year with the production of 1 million tons of sugarcane, which roughly translates to 100,000 metric tons of sugar yearly. It's 20 minutes to noon, and if you are just tuning in and wondering what program it is the Monday edition of Economic Trend on Rock City 101.9 FM. Innoson Technical and Industrial Company Limited has introduced a range of tanks and plastics for the agro-allied and fishery businesses as well as household use. The products, which were in various sizes of 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,500, 10,000 liters, were all unveiled at the ongoing 29th Enugu International Trade Fair in the Enugu State capital. The company's operating manager, Mr. Kenechukwu Ezedigo, speaking at the fair, says the company is using its latest technology in tank and plastic making. The technology, according to him, has given Innoson an edge over other producers with a product that can stand high heat and weather variations. It's on Friday. On Friday, it said that the company would give a discount of between 3,000 and 4,000 naira on each of its products. The fair is being organized by Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, ESIMA, at the fair complex beside Gulf Estate, GRA, Enugu. Another report coming from Ogun State. Ogun State government's external debt is estimated at 107.4 billion naira as of December last year. Also, the state's domestic debt hit 106.5 billion naira during the period. The figure, which was obtained from the data on the total revenue available to states and debt profile 2017, which was published by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics on its website, also estimated the total revenue which accrued to the state last year at 101.2 billion naira. This, according to the Bureau, is made up of 74.8 billion naira as internally generated revenue and 26.1 billion naira as net revenue collected from the Federation account. Meanwhile, 36 state governments collected revenue totaling 1.7 trillion naira from the Federation account in 2017. The National Bureau of Statistics makes this known in its internally generated revenue at the state level for 2017 on its website. The Bureau put the total revenue for the 36 states at 2.67 trillion naira for the period. It estimated that the IGR of the 32 states at 93.2 billion naira for the period, as against 831.1 billion naira in year 2016. The presidency says Treasury Single Account, which is known as the TSA, which it introduced in September 2015, has recorded funds totaling 8.9 trillion naira. The fund was paid into TSA, domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), by 1,674 federal ministries, departments, and agencies. Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, who made this known, says TSA platform had assisted the presidency in shutting down 17,000 bank accounts and countless dormant accounts with huge balance, as well as moving huge sum of funds from banks to CBN. Ahmed, speaking at a workshop organized by his office for financial journalists in Abuja, also explains that TSA has ended the 40 billion naira being charged by banks monthly for keeping MDA's account and the indiscriminate borrowing by MDAs. The TSA, according to him, covers all funds of MDAs, including budgetary and extra budgetary fund, loans, and grants. The Senate has confirmed the nomination of Aisha Ahmad and Edwards Adamu as deputy governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN). They were nominated by President Buhari since last October, but their confirmation was delayed by the Senate over its Cold War against the presidency. The Senate also confirmed the nomination of three others by Buhari as members of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank. They are Professor Adiola, Dr. Zali Soni, and Ruben Asowa. Ogun State government says it is currently working with two technological firms that uses satellites to uncover arable lands for industrial farming in the state. Agricultural Commissioner Adepeju Adebaju, who made this known at an investors forum in Abeokuta, stated that the state had already signed a contract with two technological firms to uncover lands which will be suitable for various farming. For example, Adebayo said the satellite technology will detect lands which will be suitable for planting cassava, rice, cash crops, among others. First Bank of Nigeria has graduated its first set of senior management graduates from its Senior Management Development Program (SMDP). Speaking at the graduation of the first set from the SMDP at the weekend, the bank managing director and chief executive officer, Dr. Adeshola Adedutan, explains that there is need for younger hands to be at the helm of affairs. Young executives, according to him, need to be groomed for management positions that will help organizations achieve the needed transformation in the technology-driven world. While congratulating the executives that completed the program, he said transition to general management was very important. West African Ceramics Limited has unveiled the royal brand of tiles and sanitary wares at its showrooms in Kaduna and Abuja. The organization in a statement says it partnered with Arda Integrated Ceramics Company Limited, a major building material dealership in Kaduna, and JCA Global Consultants Limited, an architecture consulting and interior design outfit, to set up the showroom at the Lukogoma area in Abuja. The launch marks the seventh and eighth showrooms since the company rolled out the Royal Exclusive Showroom Initiative. The initiative was established through a strategic manufacturer-dealer partnership framework that has seen the setting up of several showrooms in major commercial cities across the country. These include those in Kano, Port Harcourt, Mararaba in Nasarawa State, Jos, Osogbo, and Enugu. The general manager, West African Ceramics Limited, Mr. Bhaskar Rao, the showroom initiative is a response to support government efforts in resuscitating local production through effective distribution network to ensure that products are available at the right time, at the right place, and at the right prices. Also, the chairman CEO of JCA Global Consultants Limited, Chief Kachi Iheme, urged the public to support the Buy Nigeria campaign. That will be it on the Monday edition of the program Economic Trend on your darling station, Rock City 101.9 FM. It will be back again at the same time on Friday morning with Ololade Sonyaolu. Thank you very much for listening. I am Chienye. Egwuonwu. Good morning.